Welcome to another clinical case review where I, your host, Dr. Chris Brown, goes through an upper cervical chiropractic case that I have managed of a person and what they presented with, basically related with the upper cervical spine, how we're able to get this person the results that they were looking for. Today's case is a former college baseball player who came in to me for right elbow numbness that basically caused him to lose 10 miles an hour on his fastball, and it forced him to go through PT, go through surgery, go through PT again, have to change colleges, and got no results whatsoever from it. And by the time he was done with care, I mean really about 4 weeks into care, he had gained 10 miles an hour back on his fastball and now has played 2 college seasons since being under care and has absolutely dominated out here in Arkansas. This is a really cool story. So this gentleman came into me because I started taking care of his mom, and his mom had started care, or she had come in for a consult with me regarding she had frozen shoulder in her right arm and her scap wasn't moving at all, and she had super bad radiating pain going down from her neck all the way down to her arm. She also had Hashimoto. She also had really bad gut issues. But when I was telling her about how all the nerves in the entire body have to travel through this space right here, and it's like 7 trillion of them, and this is the only location where every single nerve in her body is located, and all the different things that it can impact. And I was talking to her about her right shoulder and the numbness. I was just trying to connect dots for her. The right shoulder, the numbness that she was dealing with. She's like, could this have an impact on your elbow? And I was like, absolutely. And the reason why is because the origin of that elbow nerve, there's multiple places. But yes, the lower neck is an exit point for that elbow nerve, but also where it comes out of the brain is through that top bone. So a lot of chiropractic stories, especially just in general, when they talk about these miracle type stories, what they will cite is almost always the story starts with, it was that time I touched the top bone of her neck, the time that I touched this person's atlas, and everything changed. And in my head, when I was a student, I was like, why don't we start there? Anyways, off the tangent. This mom asked me, well, my son has elbow issues and he hasn't been able to play baseball. And I'm like, I used to play baseball in college too. And I was like, oh, I'm literally about to take care of myself. I also had elbow issues. So fast forward, she brings her son in, and he's a well-built dude. I mean, he's like 6 foot, 6'1", like 210, 215, very athletic looking. And he's like, my issue is my arm right around here gets burning, almost itchy nerve pain. I have a tough time gripping the ball. I went through physical therapy, no change. Had surgery for essentially ulnar radial neuritis, no change. PT again, no change. I'm trying to throw the ball again, but I literally have zero feel of the ball. I'm only throwing 82 to 84, and he has videos of him throwing 95 to 96. And his scans were the same process as I've explained in other videos, but start off with the nervous system scans, see how those are looking, saw that they were wavy, saw that he had stress on his nervous system, and I was like, I think this is coming from your nervous system, especially when issues have been going on for so long. This has been going on for 2-3 years now. His body has not been able to resolve it itself, and it's still having problems. That indicates to me that it's not a structural issue, it's a functional issue. And so when I heard that story and I ran those scans, the functional nervous system scans, which are called computerized infrared thermography, when I ran those scans, I was like, yes, this is coming from your nervous system. There is an underlying root issue here that has not been addressed yet, and I'm willing to bet that your elbow will clear up by the end of care. And we went through the x-ray process with him. I don't think his top bone was involved, but really it was his second bone of the neck. it wasn't moving from left to right, and it also wasn't rotating from right to left. It was pretty much going inwards and just kind of stuck. And when that happens, because we move our head around all the time, I mean, the easiest time when that happens is when we're in a car and we have to look in the side view mirrors. But if these bones are not moving correctly, they're essentially like torsioning our brainstem. And so that's what was occurring with him, was even though it was his right elbow that was showing the symptoms, the issue was actually in his second bone on the left. And so when I adjusted him for the first time, the next day he texted me, he's like, I don't have this burning nerve pain in my elbow anymore. And I was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that out of the gate. But even as I say that, I'm like, I can't put any limitations on what to expect or not expect through upper cervical, because I've seen some amazing things. And these clinical case reviews are really just me documenting it, not only for people, potential patients or friends, but also a lot for students too, just to be able to see that this is a big deal and we need to have more upper cervical doctors. So I told him, I gave him a call. He's like, dude, I feel great, slept great, don't have a headache. He also had headaches, acid reflux, and anxiety, and sleep issues, which, I mean, all of those cleared up very well as well. And I told him, I was like, hey, don't get ahead of yourself. Like, you just started throwing again 2 weeks ago. You just got under care. Your body is not in a position to handle the stress of a full regimented throwing program, trying to get up to speed. Because I've been there. I was a former pitcher as well. So I was able to really help manage his kind of plan through care and be able to help get him right. And I remember that it was about 3 to 4 weeks in, he sent me a video. It was him, he was doing basically a running crow hop into a throw, and he hit like 90, I think it was 92 on that. And he's like, I haven't thrown this hard in 2 years. It was 2 years. And that was really cool for me, because I felt like I was essentially almost taking care of myself with that patient. So that was a super rewarding experience, because I had really bad arm issues going throughout all of college, and they didn't really get better, and it was a thing that was essentially preventing me from being able to perform at the level that I could, which as an athlete is super frustrating, and it can be very mental, emotionally like tolling. So when he told me that and we were getting on the road towards recovery, I was really stoked to be able to manage him and take care of him and just help be a facilitator for his journey, and just make sure that his body was in a good place to be able to continue handling itself. And he was able to go through a full care or arm program to get his arm endurance and strength back up to speed. He only had one further flare-up of his elbow, which happened when he started throwing his changeup again. And we found out that he was consciously pronating his arm like this, which puts a lot of stress on this part of the elbow. And I was basically like, hey, instead of that, just throw it like a fastball and essentially trust the grip, whatever grip he was using, I forget, I think it was a circle change, that he tried to get the circle actually to face forward and get that kind of a fade. I was like, don't do that. That occurs naturally. Just be able to just trust the grip, let that bottom fall out, and stop torquing your elbow like that. And once he made that tweak, never had an elbow issue again. Got up to throwing 92 to 95. And he's got a video of him hitting, I think it's 100 on a crow hop. And that was super cool for me to, like I said, take care of and see change, because I was him. Seriously, I was that guy, and it was a chiropractor that helped get my body back in a position to be able to play again. So to kind of be able to pay that forward, that was a super rewarding experience for me, and just to be able to see his body heal up, get back to thriving, and watch him just absolutely dominate in college. I mean, when I say dominate, he shoved this year is his last year, but last year was his first full season back, and he was a Friday guy pitching in a NIA. He had gone to Arkansas State playing D1 prior, but he dominated, and that was really cool. So yeah, elbow nerve issues. I mean, lost 10 miles an hour, on the shelf for 2 years, PT, surgery, PT, did not work. First adjustment, arm issues gone. 3 weeks in, gained 10 miles an hour back, and has not looked back since. And that guy's my dude, and I wish him the best of luck. So that's what I got in this story. Really awesome case, and hopefully I'll be able to take care of some baseball players in the East Bay, particularly at College Park. Go Falcons.